What if there was a place where the laws of physics didn't matter? A city where buildings float in midair, streets shift at night, and bridges appear only under the moonlight. Welcome to the impossible world of Septaranga. In today's video, we're diving into the bizarre and mind-bending city of Septaranga. From floating towers to dreamlike museums, this place isn't like anything you've ever seen before. Stick around as we explore the wonders of this impossible architecture.
The city of impossible architecture, Septaranga. There was a far-off city in the heart of Bangladesh, known only to a few as Septaranga. But this wasn't just any ordinary city. Septaranga was a place where the impossible became real, where the rules of physics didn't apply, and where anyone who entered was left in awe. Its architecture defied every law of nature and common sense, creating a world that looked like it was pulled from a dream, or perhaps a fevered imagination. Imagine walking into a city where buildings don't stand on the ground but float above it. Homes rise into the sky as if gravity forgot about them. Towers hover in midair with no support beneath, as if held up by sheer willpower. The streets twist and turn in ways that don't seem physically possible. This is Septaranga, a city unlike anything you've ever seen. The entrance to Septaranga was itself an adventure. Instead of a typical road or gate, there was a massive spiraling staircase that seemed to climb into the clouds. No foundation, no pillars holding it up, just steps floating in the air, leading straight into the heart of the city. If you had the courage to step onto the staircase, you'd feel a strange sensation, like the ground was both solid and non-existent beneath your feet. Once inside, you'd be greeted by houses that seemed to play tricks on the eye. Some homes were completely upside down, and with the roof anchored to the earth and the floor hanging high above. Entering these houses was a bizarre experience. Instead of walking through a front door, you'd step in through a skylight on the roof. Inside, furniture floated in strange configurations, defying gravity and common sense. But the real wonder lay in the city's floating minarets. These tall, elegant towers hung suspended hundreds of feet above the ground. No wires, no ropes, no foundations. They just floated there in the sky as if some ancient magic was keeping them aloft. Local legend says that long ago, a group of powerful sorcerers created these minarets, and their magic has kept them hovering ever since. As the day turned into night, Septaranga took on a whole new persona. The streets themselves seemed to come alive. Roads that were straight during the day would twist and wind in impossible directions at night. Some paths would stretch upwards by disappearing into the sky, while others would sink into the earth, leading to unknown destinations. Residents would sometimes get lost just trying to find their way home, as the streets shifted and changed with a mind of their own. Many believed the city had its own consciousness, playing tricks on anyone who dared to wander after dark. Perhaps the most mysterious part of Septaranga was the invisible bridge. During the day, this bridge was nowhere to be found, but under the light of the moon, it would slowly begin to appear, shimmering like a ghostly apparition across the city's ancient river. Those who dared to cross it were never quite sure where they'd end up. Some said it led to another part of the city, while others whispered it took travelers to another dimension altogether. At the center of the city stood the grandest building of them all, the Dream Museum. It wasn't your ordinary museum with paintings and sculptures. No, this museum was alive. Inside its walls, each room led to a different, surreal world. In one gallery, you'd find yourself shrinking down to the size of a mouse, while in another, doors floated midair, leading to new realms that existed beyond your imagination. This museum held the secrets of impossible architecture from across the world, collected by the city's original architects who were said to have traveled to every corner of the globe to study and bring back the impossible. One particularly famous gallery in the museum was called the Room of Imaginary Worlds. Here, the moment you stepped in, your thoughts and dreams would come to life, forming the world around you. Visitors were known to lose themselves in this room, their deepest fantasies shaping the environment in ways they couldn't control. Some claim that those who spent too long in this gallery were never the same when they left, having become part of their own creations. For the people of Septaranga, living in this city of impossible architecture was second nature. They understood that their world operated differently, that reality in Septaranga was fluid, ever shifting. The rules that governed the rest of the world didn't seem to apply here, but outsiders were always caught off guard, often mesmerized by the city's dreamlike beauty. Some visitors found themselves lost forever in the shifting streets and floating structures. Others embraced the city's strange magic, never wanting to leave. After all, once you've lived in a place where the impossible is real, how do you go back to normal? Septaranga wasn't just a city. It was an experience, a place where reality bent and imagination soared. And once you stepped foot in it, you were never quite the same again.
Septaranga is more than a city. It's a place where imagination shapes reality. In this world, the impossible is real and anything can happen. If you enjoyed this journey into Septaranga, make sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a comment with your thoughts. What would you want to see in a city where anything is possible? Don't forget to share this video if you found it interesting.